Welcome to Monkey Physics IIT JEE NEET Foundations.
Yeah. Now the second case we're going to discuss. So the second case is nothing but when an object is thrown up from ground. So this is the second case for the motion under gravity in a straight line, and I told you already this is the best example for constant accelerated motion. Now in this case what happening? So the object is, this is the ground, it is thrown with velocity u. So the object keep going up and reaches to the maximum height where velocity is equivalent to 0. So further height cannot go. Then only we can say its velocity is 0 at this point. Now it reaches to the maximum height h max we can call. Yeah. So in this case what we want to analyze at any time t. So at any time t, what could be its velocity and how much high it has gone in a particular time. So this is what it's all about, velocity at any time and how high it goes at any time. So mainly these are the two things, and the remaining questions framed based on the situation. Anyway, first let us focus on velocity versus time. So velocity versus time in case of object is thrown vertically up. So this is the ground, the object is thrown up with velocity u. So it's keep on going up, right? Yeah. So velocity at any time, what is the formula we can use? V is equivalent to u plus at. And of course acceleration is equivalent to acceleration due to gravity downward, I told you already, right? Now in this case I told you we should use the sign convention, and when initial velocity and acceleration are opposite to each other, then you should substitute acceleration as negative sign. So v is equivalent to u minus gt. Now this is the velocity at any time expression. Then let's go with the example. Now the object is thrown up with velocity 40 meters per second from the ground. Now as it goes up, what is the velocity at t equivalent to 1 second? What is the velocity at t equivalent to 2 seconds? And what is the velocity at t equivalent to 3 seconds? Now velocity at t equivalent to 1, t equivalent to 2, t equivalent to 3. So if you substitute here, look at this. So how do you take? V is equivalent to, what is initial velocity? 40 minus what is the acceleration due to gravity? You are substituting 10 into 1. So v is equivalent to 40 minus 10. So v is equivalent to 30 meters per second. So once the object is thrown up with velocity 40 meters per second, so after 1 second its velocity is 30 meters per second. And with the same explanation with this, v is equivalent to 40 minus 10 into 2. 40 minus 20, it's nothing but 20 meters per second. Now this is the velocity. Okay, then at t equivalent to 3, what is the velocity? With the same formula, 40 minus 10 into 3, 30. So it's a 10 meters per second. Then at t equivalent to 4 seconds, what is the velocity? So 4 second velocity is equivalent to same as 40 minus 10 into 4, 0. So this is a velocity where it is equivalent to 0. So the time taken to reach maximum height, we can take it as 4 seconds. And one more we should observe here. So from this, if v is equivalent to 0 in this formula, what should be the expression for time? So this is nothing but 0 is equivalent to u minus gt, and this is equivalent to 0 when both are equal. So u is equivalent to gt and t is equivalent to u by g. Now this is the time at which velocity is equivalent to 0, when the object is thrown up with some velocity u from the ground. And this time we call it as time of ascent. What do we say? Time of ascent. Now of course if air resistance is neglected, then time of ascent is time taken to reach maximum height. Of course air resistance is neglected, then time of descent is equivalent to time of ascent. So therefore total time of flight, capital T, either 2 times of time of ascent or 2 times of time of descent, and this is nothing but 2u by g. And we can consider this as